Welcome to the webinar. This is Seth Greene. I am your host, and we're here to talk today about how to finally get the referrals you deserve from CPAs and attorneys. Now, you're in the right place if you are a financial advisor or an insurance agent, and you're looking to get the Holy Grail, what I think is the Holy Grail, which is to actually get regular referrals on a systematic basis from CPAs and attorneys without having to beg, borrow, steal, send referrals, or be pushy or buy breakfast, lunch, or pay for CLE credits. Now, I'm going to break every rule in marketing and share with you a negative testimonial. This is David Braun, who just finished his book with us, the project I'm about to share with you, and he says, your project wasn't what I expected. I'm not sure what I expected, but it took a lot longer than I thought. However, you got me in front of CPAs and attorneys I otherwise never could have met. I've gotten referrals and business from them, and my book isn't even done yet. I am very happy with my results so far. I'm excited to get even more as we finish my book this month. David Braun. And that's the cover of his book, Navigating Life Transitions, Making the Right Decisions to Secure Your Financial Future. This is Lori Ellis McLeod, Make Smart Choices with Your Madison Business. And she just had her book launch party. This is just a handful of the dozens and dozens of people who attended her party. This is one of her swag tables where everyone who came got a swag bag with copies of the book and a whole bunch of other materials in it. Hey, when was the last time you had a few dozen people who were warm introductions from CPAs and attorneys at an event? It doesn't happen very often, right? But it can if you'll stay tuned. This is Carmine Party in my own backyard here in Western New York, who wrote How Western New Yorkers Can Navigate the Financial Challenges of Life Transitions. So I want to ask you a quick question. If I show you how to make CPAs and attorneys finally start referring business to you on a regular basis, do I have your permission at the end of our session today to show you how you can get it all done for you? Just go ahead and type yes in the chat box. If I don't deliver, you'll decide if I've delivered or not. It's totally up to you. Okay, I see the yeses coming. Yes, 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 yes. Of course, of course. Can we skip to that part? No, I wish we could, but okay, awesome. Thanks. So again, we're going to talk about how to finally get the referrals you deserve from CPAs and attorneys. Before we do, I've got a quick question for you. We're going to do a quick poll just so I know who's here. Which one are you? Are you a financial advisor, insurance agent, registered investment advisory firm, or a hybrid combination of some of the top three? Okay. See the votes coming in. I'll leave it open for 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, looks like 88% of you are either financial advisors or insurance agents, and then the rest are hybrids. Awesome. Okay, so let's dive right in. Who this is for? This is if you're a financial advisor or insurance agent, you can be a hybrid or an RIA as well. If you've got 30 minutes a week and you're coachable, because again, this is going to be what you did before to get referrals from CPAs and attorneys. If you tried anything like I have, I thought I had tried everything. Probably doesn't work. So you've got to be open to doing something different. That's what today is all about. And it takes about 30 minutes a week. We have some advisors who are clustering it all together and doing 2 hours one day a month and being done with the work that is necessary on your part. And then we have other people who do it once a week, 30 minutes a week. So if you are frustrated, if you're sick and tired, if you're fed up with being one of the best kept secrets in your area, if you're tired of looking like every other financial advisor, this is for you. If you want to be able to get your foot in the door with any CPA, any attorney, any business professional who could send you business, who sees your clients, your ideal clients as their clients or patients, then you are in the right place. Even if it's those folks who are, for example, this built me a relationship with the #1 estate planning law firm in my area, to the point where we literally put out our own version of promotional materials for them with their logo on it. And they send it out to their clients. So all because of a system like this. Now, I'd love to ask you really quick, please close all the other browser windows I know you've got open. Please close Facebook, sign out, turn off your, turn your phone to vibrate, and take some notes. Because the more notes you take, the more attention you pay, the better this will work for you. So a little bit about me, real quick, why you should listen to me, who I am. I started out as a financial advisor at A.G. Edwards, back when A.G. Edwards still existed, before it got bought out by Wachovia and before they got bought out by Wells Fargo. And my branch manager, my first day back from training, I passed my 7, I went to St. Louis, first day back, hands me a phone book and says, they're all in there, Tiger, go get them. And I didn't know any better, so I followed the rules, and I made 300 cold calls a day, every day, interrupting strangers during dinner, asking them for money. And it sucked. As any of you who've cold called know, yep, I see the comments coming in, cold calling sucks, hate cold calling, still doing it now, that's why I'm here. Awesome, awesome. So we'll make sure that you don't have to do it anymore. So this is my wonderful wife, Rebecca, who after 30 days, I nagged her for 30, not to become my wife, I nagged her for 30 days in a row and asked her to let me go borrow the money to hire and work with this guy, Dan Kennedy. Some of you may know Dan. He is a legendary direct response marketing guru, 20-plus best-selling books, highest-paid direct response marketing copywriter on the planet. And when I started at AG Edwards, there were 6,700 reps. I was 6,699. I was one up from the bottom, like second to last place. And after 2 years of working with Dan, I was in the top 30 nationwide opening new accounts. So what I learned from Dan and what Dan and I did and what we did together works. It got me written about in multiple industry trade journals. You've probably seen me in Insurance Newsnet, Registered Rep Magazine. You've probably seen me in the Virtual Advisor Summit, heard me speak, or read about me in one of Mary Beth Kuzmeski's books. In both of hers, I'm in there. And along the way, I've written 7 of my own: Financial Advisor Marketing Magic, Real Estate Marketing Magic, Cutting Edge Marketing Magic, Online Marketing Magic, The Facebook Ninja, Market Domination for Podcasting, which is on the shelves of Barnes & Noble right now, which is a bucket list item for me, and The Secrets of Top Producing Financial Advisors, which is coming out as we speak. I've also been on the Alphabet Soup of Media, Fox News, MSNBC, Barron, CNBC, Inc. Magazine, #1 talk radio show in New York City, you name it. And when I got all that media attention, my phone started ringing off the hook with other advisors who said, hey, I want to do what you did. How'd you do it? So that's what it's all about. We're here to share with you what I did, one element of what I did, so that you can do it. That's my wonderful wife, Rebecca. This is our 10-year-old Max, our 8-year-old Ella, and our 4-year-old Lily. And that's what this is all about for me, is making sure I know where my next clients and my next referrals are coming from on a regular basis so that I don't have to worry about how I can provide for them. One of the most common questions I get right off the bat is my compliance department going to let me do this? And the answer is yes. We've done this dozens and dozens of times, and we've never had a compliance department have a problem with it. The reason why is you're going to write a book. You're going to interview CPAs and attorneys to get the material needed for the book. We're going to write the book and publish it for you and market that book, and then those CPAs and attorneys are going to hand that book out, because they're in it, to their clients and their prospects. And because your compliance department can approve every word of the book before it's published, they can approve every image we use, they can approve everything. Normally, we've never had a problem with it. We've had advisors use it at Morgan Stanley, Merrill Lynch, LPL, Next Financial, I mean, you name it, we've never had a problem. Now, the other thing advisors tell me all the time, and agents, is that CPAs and attorneys don't refer. And that's not true. It's true for you, and it's true in that situation, and it's true because to the CPA and attorney, we all look the same. We're just another advisor with their hand out, right? You know, you're not the only advisor that day even to ask them to refer business. You know, when I started, my branch manager said, I'm going to assign you 50 orphan accounts. Go talk to them, have a meeting, see if you can sell them something else, find out who their accountants or lawyers are, call them up, say we got a client in common, take them to lunch, take them to breakfast, and talk business and see if you can get referrals. Well, I'm a brand new advisor at 22 years age. I've been in the business all of a whopping couple months. Why on earth any CPA, even my dad, who's an attorney, when I went and met with my dad was like, let's see how long you last before I send you any business. And that's what they were thinking too. And now every advisor says they give great service. Every advisor says they do a great job for the client. For the CPA, the attorney, how can they tell the difference, right? We all look the same. You know, 80% of Americans can't be above average drivers. Somebody's got to be lying or delusional. And to every CPA and advisor, you look the same because all you want to talk about is yourself. You want to tell them all about you and how fabulous you are. But what they care about is what's in it for them. They care about how fabulous they are. And nobody's made them feel special. Nobody's recognized them for that. Think about it. If you are a CPA and you go to a cocktail party and someone asks you what you do and you say you're an accountant, do people go, oh my God, you got to tell me more about that? No, of course not. It's not sexy to them. If you say I'm a estate attorney, unless someone they know is dying or died, they don't really care. It's now if you said I play baseball for New York Mets, all of a sudden they're going to care. Or if you're a brain surgeon, they care. But CPAs and attorneys aren't considered sexy, so you can make them feel really special by recognizing them for their expertise that nobody has done ever. Even their clients take them for granted. Another quick question. I'm going to get into how we do this in just a second, but I'd just like to know how many referrals from CPAs and attorneys did you get in the last month? So we're recording this right now, May 31st. So in all of May, we'll leave it open for 5 more seconds. How many referrals did you get? 0 to 1, 1 to 3, 3 to 5, or more than 5? Okay, 92% of you said 0 to 1, and the rest of you said 1 to 3. Okay, so that's why you're here. We're going to fix that. We're going to get you the referrals you deserve from CPAs and attorneys. So here are the 10 steps. If you haven't started taking notes yet, now is the time. These are the 10 steps to finally get the referrals you deserve from CPAs and attorneys. Number 1 is you have to build your list. What CPAs and attorneys do you want referrals from? Now, if we're doing this for you, we'll do all this work. But you need to know, do you want referrals from divorce attorneys? Do you want, we have a client who is just the certified divorce financial analyst. All he wants is divorce. He doesn't want estate. He doesn't want real estate. He doesn't want, he just wants divorce cases. So he just wants referrals from divorce attorneys. So my question is, what type of attorney and what type of CPA? Do you want someone who does individual tax returns, or do you want someone who does returns for companies? Do you want someone who does bookkeeping? Do you want someone who does payroll? You got to narrow it down. You got to know who you're going after. Step 2 is you got to market to them for the interview. You got to get them to want to be in your book. Now, we have a multi-step, multimedia, direct response marketing campaign that is proven to get them to say yes. But otherwise, think about it. You shouldn't call them yourself. Because if you're an expert, and you're writing a book and you're an author and you're successful, somebody else should make these calls for you. Somebody else should send the multiple steps in the mail and email and social media. Somebody else should do all that work because you don't have time because you're successful, right? So we can do it for you, which we'll talk about later, assuming I deliver enough value, or you got to figure out a way to reach out to them to get them to say yes. Number 3, you're going to conduct the interview and you're going to record it. This is where we're going to get the content for the book. Now, the beauty of recording the interview is you don't need much technology. I get questions on that all the time. And you can use a voice memo app on your iPhone or Android. You can buy a physical staple voice recorder at Staples or Office Depot. Or if you wanted to be fancier and you were doing it over the phone, you could use Skype, you could use Zoom, you could use GoToWebinar like we're doing right now. Then you're going to take that recording, you're going to transcribe the interview, which is typing every word that is said, and then it needs to get edited. Because if you think about it, the way we talk is not the way people read. You have to edit out all of the ums and the uhs and the you-knows. Right, Jessica? Obviously, Mary, you got to make sure that that is cleaned up, edited, and laid out so it looks professional. Then it needs to be graphic design. You need a cover, you need a spine, you need a back cover. The interior needs to look good. It's got to have a copyright page. It's got to look like a real book. And a little bit later, I will turn on my webcam and show you physical samples of some of the books that we've done for our advisors that are working right now. So it's got to have graphic design. It's got to have layout. It's got to be published. And you shouldn't publish it yourself because everyone can tell when it's a self-published book. And it doesn't have the credibility. It doesn't have the authority. It doesn't have the weight of being published by a real publishing company. Good news is we have a publishing company that publishes all of our clients' books. We're publishing 5 to 10 every single month. So you can use our publishing imprint so that you can say that you were published by a real publishing company. And then you need a book launch party like we showed you pictures of Lori's back at the beginning, and I'll show them to you again. And at the book launch party, all the CPAs and attorneys who are in the book are going to come. They're going to bring their spouses, and they're going to invite clients and prospects to come. Now, why would a CPA or an attorney who's been interviewed in a book and written about in a book, why would he want to bring his prospects and clients in the book? Jessica, we'll pick some random people. Jessica, you want to type in the chat box. Do you have any thoughts on if you're a CPA or an attorney and you're coming to a book launch party because you're in the book, why would you bring people with you? All right. Looks like, I got somebody, Jessica Kaysen is being shy. Let's see, Mary is typing. Because it would give them an ego boost. Yes. Because it would give them credibility. Yes. Other people are answering, they're saving you, Jessica. Why would they do it? They would do it because they might get referrals out of it because they look good by being in your book. Absolutely, you're absolutely right. Step 9 is after it's been launched physically, it gets launched on Amazon. Now we publish into 3 places. We publish on Kindle so that it is a virtual virtual book that anybody can download on their Kindle reader, their Kindle app. We publish on Amazon physically, so when they order the book on Amazon, Amazon ships them a copy of it, and it arrives at their house. So you can say you're an Amazon, published author, and we'll try and get you up the ranks as high as we can, depending on your budget. We certainly can't, this isn't New York Times best-selling book. This is just a book in your community. And then we physically publish the book here, print copies here, which you can buy at cost. We do not make any money printing books. And then step 10 is to have a monthly book networking group. So if you've ever been in a networking group, you know what, type what networking groups you guys are in the chat box. Okay, I see BNI, Chamber of Commerce, Tip Club, yep, awesome. So imagine a BNI chapter, but you're the host, you're the only financial advisor in the group, everyone else in the group is the CPAs and attorneys who are in your book. So you can structure it the same way. You can have a 10-minute, someone can do a 10-minute talk every week. You can all stand up and say who you're looking for. But imagine being in that room every month with all those CPAs and attorneys who are in your book swapping business back and forth. And you're the only advisor in the room. So all of that business is going to come your way. And you're staying in front of them every single month. They'll keep buying more books. They'll keep handing them out to more people. They'll keep sending you more business. So those are the 10 steps. To summarize, you want to interview your ideal referral sources, turn the interviews into a book, publish and market the book, and then stay in front of them. Does that make sense, Bob? Bob says yes. Awesome. Now, those are the 10 steps. Let's see. Have we shared what those steps are enough with you that you're okay letting us share with you how you can get it done for you? Type in the chat box yes or no. I've got some more questions. Let's see here. Yes, 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 of course. Go ahead. This is awesome. This is really cool. Wish I had thought of it. Thanks. I'm glad you wish you thought of it. All right. So how you can get it done for you. Before we share with you that, I got to ask, is it worth it? Would you want to be a published author where you had 5 or 10 or 15 CPAs and attorneys in a book about personal finance written by you, you're the author, and they're all buying copies because they're in it and handing it out to their clients and prospects? I'm biased. It's absolutely worth it. This is me with my kids at Jellystone Resort, where they love fishing in the water park and racing go-karts and playing laser tag. This is Max taking the girls to watch his travel soccer game. I have coached 24 straight seasons of soccer, and I've been at every practice and every game because of systems like we're talking about here, so I don't have to worry where the next referral or the next business is coming from. This is my 8-year-old daughter, Alice. She recently started Annie in the musical Annie. And again, I was able to pick up, drop off, do everything because of this. So again, this is David Braun's book, Making the Right Decisions to Secure Your Financial Future. This is Lori Ellis's book, Make Smart Choices with Your Madison Business. And think about it. You get to do a book signing party. How cool is that? Lori had, I'll show you, she had a photographer come. She had a videographer. She had a jazz quartet play. I mean, you don't have to throw that nice a party, but she threw a really nice party. I mean, these were her swag tables where she was giving out swag. I mean, she had a couple tables because there were so many people, people taking swag bags of all of her stuff and asking for appointments with her. And when we do this for our clients, for our financial advisors and insurance agents, we regularly charge $2,000 a month. Now, you're not going to pay that, obviously, but would it be worth it? It takes about 6 months from start to finish, from the day you hire us to the day of the book launch party. Some advisors get it done faster, some get it done slower. But if it was $12,000 and you ended up a published author with new relationships with 10 to 15 CPAs and attorneys who loved you, who saw you, who came to the book launch party, saw you every month, wanted to keep handing out your books and talking to you, would that be worth it? Well, of course it would. I mean, think about it. If you're selling a variable annuity, you sell one $200,000 annuity ticket, 5% commission, that's 10 grand in commission. Obviously, there's some type of net there, but I mean, you sell a couple of these and a couple annuities, and you've more than paid for everything associated with this project. And our goal isn't to sell for you to sell a couple annuities or bring in X amount of assets under management or X amount of insurance policies. Our goal is to get referrals from CPAs and attorneys returning to clients every single month once the book is launched, because that's what this is all about. Now, my mentor and coach, Tony Robbins, someone I learned from, says if you continue to do what you've always done, you'll continue to get what you've always gotten, which is paraphrasing Ralph Waldo Emerson. So you've obviously got to do something different. Remember, 92% of you, said you got 0 to 1 referrals from CPAs and attorneys this month. So if you want to change that, you've got to do something different. The good news is we make it easy for you because we'll do all the work for you. But I found that there are 2 big reasons why people don't do it, why advisors, why agents don't take advantage of this. One is procrastination. This isn't the first webinar or training session you've been to. I've been to hundreds. And we're all guilty of, wow, that was a great idea. I took lots of notes. I'm going to do something. And then life gets in the way, and it ends up getting on the back burner with all the other good ideas, and it just doesn't get done. So I'm going to try and fix that issue today. The other issue is money. I'm also going to try and fix that issue. I'm going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm going to put a 24-hour deadline on the offer I'm about to make to you, so that'll eliminate your procrastination. And again, we're going to do all 10 steps for you. We're going to help you. We're going to do the research for you to determine the CPAs, attorneys, and related professionals that should be in your book. We're going to talk to you about that. We're going to execute our proven multi-step, multimedia, direct response marketing campaign to get them to be in your book. We're going to teach you how to conduct the interview and record it, and we're going to practice with you to bring out your inner Oprah. We're going to transcribe the interviews and edit them for you. We're going to get them through compliance. We're going to get the graphic design, layout, and publishing of the book done, and we'll publish it through our publishing company, so you can say you were published by a real publishing company. We're going to plan your book launch party with you. We're going to teach you how to run an awesome book launch party. We're going to run an Amazon book launch for you, and then if you stick around with us after the book is done and after the launch, we'll even do the monthly book networking group for you every month too. So is it all worth it? Our regular price is $2,000 a month. Would it be worth it for 6 months to accomplish all that? I'm biased, but I would say yes. But don't worry, that's not what you're going to pay. To give you a 24-hour deadline to reward people who are making a fast decision, we'll cut the price in half. It's 50% off. It's $1,000 a month for 6 months, all inclusive. So it is half price, but only for the next 24 hours. So by 4:30 Eastern Time on June 1st, the link will change and it will go back to our normal price of $2,000 a month. Where you're going to go to get that deal is marketdominationllc.com/Jeremiah. That is where the discount offer is going to be in just a couple minutes. If you want 20% off, if you prepay for the whole thing, we'll add a link on there. We'll add a button on there for the whole thing. It's buying 5 months, get 1 free. So instead of $6,000, it's $5,000 for the whole thing. You just pay up front. Now, the one catch is we only have 8 slots available. That is simply based on the manpower we have in our office, because as you can imagine, to do those 10 steps, it's a lot of manual labor. So we can only handle 8 more advisors before we'll have to hire and train somebody, or everyone else will have to wait 6 months until they're done. Now, most common reasons I get why people don't do this: compliance, which is not an issue. Your compliance department can approve every word of the book and every image before it's published, so we've never had a problem there. Why is there a 24-hour deadline? It's to reward people who take fast action, and you get 50% off. You can still do the book if all 8 slots aren't sold out, next week. The difference is it'll cost you twice as much. And the reason for that is we used to do this without a deadline. We used to leave it open for a couple of weeks for people, and no one ever did anything. They meant to get around to it, and then life got in the way. The phone rang, a client showed up unannounced, and they forgot about it, and it never got done. So we instituted the deadline in order to get people to actually take action. Is it area exclusive? Yes. So I can't have 10 financial advisors doing books in Buffalo, where I live. I'm going to have about 2, myself and Carmine, as you saw. It depends on the size of the city you're in. So you will be the only advisor in your area doing this, unless your city is Los Angeles and could support 3 or 4 or 5 different advisors. So you won't have to worry about somebody else doing this and going after the same attorneys and CPAs that you are. Does it always work? No. If you are in a small town, don't bother. We had an issue where we had an advisor who was in a really, really small town in Colorado, and I hadn't learned this lesson yet. We tried our darndest, but there just weren't, I mean, I think the town was like 10,000 people. There just weren't, the CPAs and attorneys, there just weren't enough of them to make a book. We got about halfway through and realized that they just weren't going to respond. There just weren't enough of them, so we ended up refunding that advisor his money. So if you're in a really small town, this won't work for you. I am now going to switch over to my webcam and show you examples of the physical books. Share my webcam. Okay, there we are. Okay, all right, so I'm going to show you an example of some books. Again, this is Lori's Make Smart Choices with Your Medicine Business. Again, it's a physical, like, bookstore book. It's an again, this is an interview book. We're not writing War and Peace. It's not great literature. We've had advisors who clients showed up to their prospects showed up to their office saying, my CPA gave me this. I haven't read it yet, but I wanted to meet with you. Sometimes you get meetings and they haven't even read the book. Can't say that that's going to happen every time. This is David Braun's book. His is a little shorter, but again, interview book. Here's Carmine's. Oh, I see a question. Can you do hardcover? Yes. We do not make any money printing the books themselves. You pay our printing cost. So if you want to pay extra, whatever it is per book to get hardcover, this is mine. Mine is hardcover with a dust jacket and stuff. You can